What up, everybody? Good morning. Rhythmic down. Oh my, it's all down. What's going on? Trade debate still running. Yeah, let's see what we got done today. I think we're gonna look for. Let's clear up some of this real quick. We actually did end up taking a trade yesterday. If you saw or actually shoot, I'll post a recap. I recorded it, but I didn't end up posting it. My bad. But we'll take a quick look. Right on the 1 minute cents. We ended up taking a morning session trade. All right, so we created a 3 drives pattern yesterday. From this high, we go 1, 2, 3 drives lower, holding this inversion. You notice as we get back above that inversion, we're closing above it with this candle. As we do that, we leave behind a 1 minute fair value gap. So I went ahead and went long there. And then just went low hanging fruit to target the high of the Newick opening gap. So it's a pretty nice trade. We hit that Newick opening gap, retraced as a 5 minute fair value gap. We held that and then we accelerated. You can kind of see that better as I post a recap of it later today. This morning, I like the idea of, let's go to a 1 hour. So at this point, we're really just still continuing that consolidation we spoke of last week. We cleared that daily high and we've just kind of been seeking and destroying, right? High, low, higher, high, lower, low, higher, high, lower, low, higher, high. We fail to make a lower low. We return into that 1 hour premium. We hold once, retrace, we hold twice, move away. So I'd actually be interested to see if, since we're going to reject from here twice, if we don't actually want to try to clear lows in here. At the moment, we're holding the 1 hour fair value gap. So yeah, we'll see what we get. Inside day and inside day facts, right? Back to back. As we said, we expected it. However, after clearing a daily swing point, we once again run into that consolidation. So we're really working on just the minuscule movements that we're getting here on the 1 minute. We'll pull up everything. For me to really do anything, I would need to see. Yeah, we're just kind of choppy now. Potentially like running out some highs and then look for a break lower. We're playing around at around 8:30 right now, so we'll see if this 1 minute fair value gap that's aligned with the 8:30 open offers any type of resistance. If we do hold some here, wouldn't be surprised to see at the opening just straight sell side run into this Newick opening gap. At that point, as we said, if we end up running lows first, I kind of would go back to looking for a high to be targeted, to be honest. Let's see a 5 minute sense. Kind of in no man's land at the moment, so that's not in a rush. Especially with CPI, we got CPI and FOMC tomorrow, so we could run into just consolidation the day before that. Right, continue with the small range, because tomorrow more than likely is going to be a large range that clears out some significant liquidity points. So there's that sell side. If we were to get below the 1 hour consequent encroachment, at that point, I'd be okay kind of looking for a potential return into some lows. So honestly, where we entered yesterday, we left behind a fair value gap that was never tapped, which is this here. Very small, but even a small area like this in the right conditions can act as a pull on price. Okay. So we do hold that. If we leave a fair value gap here while closing below the 1 hour, more than likely we hold this bearish fair value gap. So we leave that fair value gap, close below consequent encroachment. We may just use that right away as resistance now that we've tapped this. I'd watch here, see if we get a quick reaction. If not, as we retrace into the new week opening gap paired with this bearish fair value gap, I would expect this area would hold us. We have hit that low perfectly. So this is kind of where I'd almost watch to see, right, if we can trade into this first, ideally consequent encroachment and then close below, then I would try to use it because we have the possibility of almost creating an inversion here now that we've cleared all this sell side. Hidden volume imbalance, where we have a volume imbalance here from where we close to where we open. You see price returns into that perfectly. So that's actually more immediate rebalance. So I would expect from that, more than likely, we do want to break away from it here. As we said, this is that 1 minute inefficiency that's yet to be touched. Would have favored a return into the inefficiency up here. We're going to leave a 2 minute. So I actually won't mind that. We'll try that. If we can keep this open, yeah, I like that. So as we take a look at a 2 minute here, we've closed below the low. We've closed below the 1 hour consequent encroachment. There's a 2 minute new week opening gap that's about to pop up. There it is. You'll notice how this 2 minute fair value gap is kind of aligned with that new week opening gap as well. So we may actually try this here early on this morning. Just a 0.25% at the, really the 2.5. Yeah, we'll go in like this. Throw it at the paper so you could see, but I like that. That's fine there. We'll see if that plays out. Relative equal highs up here, but at this point, I would, like we said, I would have favored if we could have ran these highs. But now that we've moved straight lower, I'm kind of looking at it and I'm thinking, okay, well, we've cleared buy side here. Intermediate swing point. We then kind of consolidate. And then here we clear some short-term highs once again. And a matter of fact, right, if we can look at this even, equal highs here. 1 minute since, we barely run that. So we have cleared some buy side. And now we've broken through the low. High, low, higher, high, broken. Breaker block there as well. So yeah, I don't mind that as an entry point. I may actually try to use the 1 minute. Nah, that's fine. We'll use consequent encroachment of the new week opening gap. Stop loss above the 1 minute fair value gap. Hopefully we get the entry. We may hold from that volume imbalance, right? The hidden volume imbalance. That's where we're holding right now. I'd like to get a wick into entry, however, and then run away. Yeah, a little bit different delivery. NQ going higher, right? ES going lower, so I'll have to be wary of that. Moving in opposite directions. Dollar going higher though, so we would expect lower price movement. Playing around the low of the 1 hour, that's fine. Ideally, I want to hold this actually until we can get our entry. I wouldn't mind some consolidation, run up into the entry, then break. Consequent encroachment holds. Yeah, really have no need to get above this right here if we're going to be bearish. Even with NQ going the opposite way, we'll kind of trust an ES because the dollar, right? NQ going higher, that's pretty bullish it looks like. But we have all these lows here. And then if we look at the dollar is also bullish. So I would favor continued bullishness in the dollar, kind of let NQ do whatever it wants. Maybe a little SMT. Because NQ's actually cleared, what high is that? That's this high, geez. Yeah, pretty large disparity right now, but no high impact news. Just got to rely purely on price action here. Dollar going higher, cool. Keeping it light. Holding that volume balance still. We're holding this, if you notice, as a bearish volume imbalance right here. Kind of seeing what that does. Holding that volume imbalance still. We may just run. If we do, unfortunate, we'll miss that entry. Because at this point, I'm thinking if we end up closing below this 1 hour, more than likely we're not going to want to come all the way back up here. So I'd want us to see us basically continue to wick this 1 hour. NQ starting to retrace now. So is dollar. Yeah, we'll keep it. 0.25% risk. Was debating going in here, but not trying to push too much today. Really saving the majority of the big moves, or at least entries for the rest of this week. Picked up a few of those 250K accounts as well. We're about, let's see. Still the same entry here on that trade of 8, right? But we're about, how much do we need? See, I don't even be paying attention. 260K? No, that can't be right. Come on, Link. Don't even know the damn rules out here. 250K count, you need 15%. There it is. Not 15%, 15K. 15% would be crazy. 265. Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, we're close then. I thought it was like that, but we only need about 5K, which is almost what? That's only 2%. So as we said, not in a rush really to do too much. We haven't even had it long enough. Or wait, it's only 1 day to pass. So technically we could pass it any time. But it's no rush. Get a quick milli in funding. Been working on it for 4 days, massive headache. Why is it a headache? No, it's fair. You just gotta treat it like any other. To be honest, most of it came NFP. NFP Friday gave an absolute banger of a trade. For those that watched that recap. Yeah, it's fair. Because what? You can only lose 6,500, so that's about a little over 2%. You could is your max loss. I think we miss it. This 2 minute has not closed, so we're gonna watch this 2 minute here. If this can wick it, we may have a chance, but if we end up closing under the 1 hour, I'll probably just remove this entry. And we'll end up missing that trade because we used the volume imbalance instead. Unfortunate. I'm thinking about it though. Let's see, 6,500 and you gotta make 16K. Let me pull out the calculator. So I feel like, isn't the ratio the same based on all the accounts as far as like the percentage drawdown to percentage you pass? Oh, a little harder. That's fair. So I was like, what, with the 100K account, you could only lose 3K? I mean, yeah, that is the best, to be honest. Okay. So yeah, using that logic, that means that. Okay. Y'all make sense. So I'm like 16 or 15K. Divide that by the 250. 6%. So you got to make 6% before you lose 2%, 2.5%. That is pretty aggressive, actually. That's like you got to make double of what your drawdown is. It's probably because once you have it, though, it's worth. At least that's what I was thinking, anyway. Going with higher risk for the evaluation, and then once you get it, just keep that low risk. Yeah, we're gonna miss that, so we take limits away. That's fine. Unfortunate, we leave that breakaway gap. We use the volume imbalance. Could have used the volume imbalance. Probably should have after seeing it hold the first time and just took what we were given. Unfortunately, we don't get it. Mistrade. All right, it happens. As we said, once we close below the hour, lo and behold, what happens? Perfect reprice into the high or the low of it. And where do we stop? A very random level here that we didn't know what it was, huh? Closing right on the low of it, opening with the volume imbalance. If we can get under that, we may be able to take that as an inversion, actually. Let's look to the left a little bit. So we're in this side this 1 minute. We've closed below this 1 minute. Low key, I'm looking at this too. Oh yeah, we're gonna, that's real tough. All right. So I think we may come for the low. We have this as the last internal range liquidity point, and then we obviously have previous day low here. Ain't that a B? Trailing dot does 6,500. Oh, an NQ dumps. Unfortunate. Look at that delivery though, jeez. Perfect. Perfect. We were gonna try to get in here, volume imbalance, but now we're just bearish. Previous day low cleared, so let's kind of back up. Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's think what we can do. So if we close below the hourly low, 12 minutes. So let's wait this 12 minutes. I want to see if we wick the low. If we wick the low, we can honestly stay within this range and we'll look for a retracement. Closure below the low, I think we come for this low and kind of continue and complete that seek and destroy. Because in reality, buy side, this high here was the last external range cleared, right? We failed to run it here. We hold the premium as we mentioned. So now we'll look to see if we don't want to complete the seek and destroy and clear this low. Which looks like that's going to be the case with that closure below that daily low like that. It just gets tough as far as looking for an entry because now we're going to have a lot of inefficiencies in here. So honestly, what I would like to do is I'd like to get short. We have a new week opening gap there as well. Volume, okay, fair value gap. It's going to be a large. If we could go previous day low. Nah, I don't like that risk to reward either. We may just miss out on the move today, to be honest. Oh, wrong screen, girl. I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it. I'm out here just doing crazy shit. Bloop. There it is, there it is. So I'm looking to see if we leave a fair value gap through that previous day low. So I would like to use that, but the stop is just going to be kind of large. And I don't necessarily want to chase, let's see, 5 minute. If we can get that consequent encroachment to go for previous day low. Let's try that consequent encroachment. May have just institutional order flowed that though. My old lows act as resistance, especially that's a daily level right there. We leave that fair value gap aligned perfectly with it. So like at this point, I wouldn't expect, we don't even have any fair value gaps. This is the only one. Small one here, but it's underneath this inversion, so we wouldn't really expect that. So yeah, I'm fine kind of holding for this. To be honest, we may just institutional order flow, hit that previous day low and continue to dump. We'll look for a little retracement entry. 5 minute is closed below the lows as well. So now we can get the retracement. 5 minute is just closed. All right, if anything, maybe leave a 5 minute fair value gap and then get the retracement into it. But yeah, we'll try to do this. Equal lows right there, so if we can get tagged in, that wouldn't be too bad. And we'll try to get out. New week opening gap. Could even go 5 handle partial. Ooh, we don't want to hold that daily low. Not quite yet. Okay, there's consequent encroachment. So we'll see if we can't move away now. Stop basically the high of the 2 minute. We don't want to see that high. We allow this fair value gap a little bit, but wouldn't even want to see higher than that consequent encroachment. So I'm fine holding the stop just above that. Ideally, we break away. Close in this volume imbalance that's right here. Conversely, if we were to basically go right through this, create that inversion, oh, with the fair value gap bullish right there. I wouldn't mind actually trying to go back in, lower risk. But no, we'll trust the sell first. We'd want to see this bullish fair value gap be overtaken, right? Create the inversion. So we create the discount as we trade into it. Notice consequent encroachment perfectly is previous day low. So if we can get underneath that, right, that'll be good for us. And honestly, I might try to go back in using now previous day low. Now that we've hit that consequent encroachment, I feel more comfortable in that. Nice. Just what we want to see. Swing high entry. NQ clears that low, so I don't like that. NQ, took a look at NQ. Dollar going higher, so that should be good, but NQ's already ran this low aggressively, so we want to see this catch up. And to be honest, I more than likely will take a partial at that low. I'm going to 100% take a partial at that low. No. Oh my gosh. Okay. Fat finger, fat finger. That's right, that's right. We'll still partial there. Idiot. But yeah, we're going to partial right there. Because that would have been 5 hit. What did we enter? Yeah, that would have been 5 handles. But we accidentally sold here, though, so that kind of fucked our entry. But regardless, we'll just leave it. Because I said I was going to re-add if we can tap that, but since we've just added here, we're going to have to just not do anything now. So we're going to adjust the stop quick. And then, yeah, we'll partial out below this low because NQ, as we said, is already ran a low. So if we do want to go bullish, right, we can honestly clear this low and reverse pretty aggressively. So I want to be out. Failure swing so far. Let's see if we can't get that. Right, as we said, NQ starting to retrace already. So if we were to clear a high, really in both. If we were to clear these highs and close above this fair value gap, I'd be okay taking a long here. Because now we have the SMT. Right, we have a previous day liquidity level, previous day low. and we'll have that SMT formed. Second retest of this, I'd like this to hold us for the time being and at least run these lows out. This is where I'd have been adding one. Equal lows looking juicy. NQ inside, bearish fair value gap. So we'd want NQ to break away. Low should be run 40. Yeah, I agree. I like that. Low should be hit. Lows hit, then we go stop above the swing point. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that pissed me off because we should have another stacked entry right at that, so it would have been nice. Instead, we have to hold and partial out 2 here, and then 1 more. We'll go 5 from there. If we could even get there. Second retest of consequent encroachment. So as we said, if we are to basically accelerate right through this and we get stopped, more than likely I'm going to try to go back in on the long side of things. Stop will be under the candle that breaks through that to target. Really, I like the 1 hour inefficiency. 15-minute is going to wick that more than likely, so. We could still return into this and hold, which is tough. Right, we had to move our stop because of this entry, but we would want to leave the stop really where it was. So I might just do that. Yeah, we're going to play it as if, right, obviously we fat fingered this. Fortunately, it's paper trading, so I'm kind of going to disregard that. We have the benefit of it being a paper count. But because this is up here, we wouldn't really want to move our stop loss from this original entry until we were able to partial out. And because we haven't, I would leave the stop where it is if I was normally trading within this. So we're going to treat it as if it's the real, right, the real trade there. Because then it'll give us information if we were to get stopped here. More than likely, we're closing above this inversion and we're going to get through this. And then that's when I'd be okay going back in with the long. I'm not currently in this at all. Had the same idea. Yeah. It was a good entry, no doubt. Just didn't meet the... Ooh, and closing above consequent encroachment. So honestly, already I would watch that. Because that may hold us right here as a potential entry. Close above consequent encroachment, leave a volume imbalance, leave a bullish fair value gap, closure above this high engineering or mitigation block. While we create SMT at the lows with NQ. Damn, I really do like that actually. If NQ can close above that high, what's the dollar up to? And dollar retracing. Okay. Yeah, we'll try that. So if we close above, as we said, we do have this here. But to me, this is more bullish. 2 minute. There's a stop out. 2 minutes about to close above consequent encroachment. As we said, that may have been the actual entry right there. So I'm actually going to go in here. 0.25% volume imbalance entry. I'd like to target new week opening gap actually. But we may have missed that. I'll just put the actual trade up there too so we could see that. So we said so far today, no trades or anything. This will be the first one with these on. Oh, it's already on. Okay. I'd like for us to retest this volume imbalance where we can try to get long. Because in this, we do hold that pretty aggressively. What's the 2 minute? We've closed above 2 minute consequent encroachment, which is good. We're holding this 1 minute with the 2 minute body, but we've closed above that consequent encroachment as well. These lows kind of cause me. NQ gets through the high, however. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave this here. There's entry. And then really we're just going to aim for a new week opening gap here if we can't reverse. Holding that. We did hold that inversion. We want to see us accelerate through this high pretty quickly. Ooh, we closed below that volume imbalance. We don't really like to see that, to be honest. We do have a fair value gap, but we would have preferred to see just wicks into the fair value gap and the bodies hold this volume imbalance, because we have the opportunity to now treat that as a resistance. We do have this 1 minute fair value gap, however, so we'll see if we can't, hold that. We can paint outside these lines a little bit. Best case scenario would be for us to actually get back above this inversion. Because now, we really hold this as a premium. So if we can now clear this, we hold it. If we can clear that consequent encroachment, that should allow us to now use it as resistance, or support, excuse me, and propel us. We're aiming for there's a huge 15-minute inefficiency in here. Notice how we've wicked this on the lower time frame, Same on the hourly, so it's all wick so far. Because of that, we would look for basically a retracement into equilibrium from this high to low, in my opinion, which is why I'm okay trying to target that new week opening gap up here. That in itself, that's a nice 11 handle move. So we could honestly, we're already at 5 handles. Do we take a partial though? At these equal highs? Yes. 1. Sell 1 at the highs. 5 handle partial. Cut risk. Put stop underneath. All right, there's the partial. Oh, there it is, partial. Boom. Stop right below the fair value gap. Cut risk. Modify order. 2 contracts left. 1 more contract off at... in reality, we probably should go here for 1 more, because that'll act as a potential inversion. We get above this. I like that. Don't care about that. Really don't care about that either. Or this. 5-minute volume imbalance. 5-minute. Let's see. NQ gets new day opening gap already. Dollar retracing aggressively. So depending on how the other markets move now, we should hold from here, to be honest. Let's take a look. Let's go with the little 3 stack. Let's go like this. So we got NQ and we got, I don't want that. Get the Dow out of my face, brother. Give me the dollar, okay. Like this. I like that in dollar. Clear the equal highs, break aggressively away. Should elevate us here. New day opening gap in NQ. But basically, we have a lot of room to the downside here in the dollar. So what we're gonna do is, let's see, 5 handles. I like new week opening gap, but we may hold from inversion here. 8 handles. If we get into that, excuse me. I think what I'll do is if we tap this 1 hour, I really want new week opening gap here. I understand that we can reverse from this 1 hour, so I'm just going to go break even. Once we trade into that, if we can even get there before we get stopped, of course. But if dollar continues to sell off, we should be able to get at least one more run up. Once we hit the 1 hour fair value gap, I'm just going to go break even because at that point, this inversion should be a discount that holds us. We're currently inside of 1 minute here. And then as we break through a high, more than likely we'll leave another fair value gap there. Of course, we could just run against us now and get stopped out, but that's fine. We've already cut risk, so. Let's see if that bullish delivery can continue. As we said, equal low, relative equal lows give us some hesitation, but because NQ has cleared those lows pretty aggressively, we see that as SMT. So that's why we're fine going in. NQ actually gave a pretty clean entry in itself. Textbook entry, short-term low cleared, break through a high, breaker, YouTube model. Pair that with bullish fair value gap and new week opening gap, exactly where the bullish fair value gap is. Shit, that was clean. Now we'd want to see, though, another pump up here. Huge inversion in NQ that should hold us. Right, this should hold us. So that's why I like that. I like this as well. Dollar should still be selling off. Beautiful. Yeah. Dollar reaches for the slow. ES gets up there. Yeah. And then we go. Damn, we should have went 1% risk, to be honest. What are we at? 260? I was like, we just passed it today. One acceleration through a high. I just don't know how we're going to react at that 1 hour. Huge down move. I think we can immediate rebalance at least. We'll trust that. We have closed above the high. That is a good sign. So we could honestly, if we wanted to already, we should go stop below this low here. We wouldn't want to see this be returned into. As we said, we have this inversion. And we actually have this inversion as well. I do want a partial here, but I don't. I do, but I don't. You heard what I'm saying? Because this will be the area that absolutely rejects us if we are going to return to a bearish delivery. Let's see, NQ, dollar. Oh, buddy, look at the dollar. Yikes. Not a nice wick to see. So to be honest, nah, yeah, we're content. We're going to take one more partial. We'll partial again. Right here. Because I just don't like, right? A huge wick here in the dollar could lead to another pump up. NQ has already, right, look at NQ. NQ is already a lot stronger and we're inside a new day opening gap, so that may hold us as resistance. So yeah, I'd like to take one more partial here. Tap that 1 hour fair value gap, we get out 8 handles, so still enough for us. And then we'll leave that one final contract. We'll actually aim for this 1 minute inefficiency that's right here, or actually aim for the 2 minute inefficiency right there. Beautiful. So now we go like this, and we go here, and then we go all the way here, and then now we wait. So we're gonna aim for a 2 hour inefficiency. Risk-free trade, profits secured. That's what we love. So now we just get to hang out for free and watch price. Huge wick of the 1 hour fair value gap. That's why we partial, because we understand this is the first time returning into an inversion. Oftentimes we're met with hesitation, even if price does want to accelerate through. But if we do reverse, this more than likely is where it's going to take place. So we close right there. Da, 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 da. That 1 hour fair value gap, new day opening gap, midnight open looks juicy. I agree though, that does look juicy. You're talking about up here? Wait, where's the midnight open? Chill out, chill out. Show yourself. There it is. Yeah. I like that too, but it's just a little ways up there, you feel me? Which is why... What's that? Oh, it doesn't show up on the 1 hour, that's why. The high of the 1 hour is the... Okay. Just trying to find out where that is. So yeah, I don't mind that either. But right, we understand we're inside that huge bearish fair value gap here. And we have a new day opening gap and a 1 hour inversion. So, I mean, if we do get above that, honestly, I'll look for another long entry. But this is going to be the area of highest resistance, which is why we partial there. Right? Even if we do run through, it's going to be high resistance. I mean, swing high. We didn't get the swing low. Absolute disrespectful. This one candle here has to run through that. Should have caught a swing low. But 2 swing high partials. We hold there. We could have stacked that. That would have been nice, actually. Give us another 5 handles, but as of now, rejecting like we would expect. So as we said, we're already partialed out though, so it's okay. We would expect to see, if we're going to go down, no lower than this inversion right here. Right, there's no really 5 minute inefficiency except this huge 5 minute inversion. So we would expect to hold and continue to push up. Maybe a bit greedy, not too greedy. It's nice to have targets like that. I'd say it'd be greedy if you were in a position and you were trying to hold for the whole move. That's a little greedy, but wanting it to get there, just analysis. Right? I'd like that as well. All the way up here, but we'd have to clear all this. And to be honest, if we do try to get up there, more than likely we're going to have another longing opportunity as we pass through this new week opening gap. So that's why I'm fine closing here, because if we do accelerate, right, and kind of put in another bullish leg, more than likely we'll be able to take advantage of that as well. So there's that second retest. Really want to see what we do with the 1 hour consequent encroachment here. As we said, we're targeting the 2 minute, but I might be greedy with y'all. And I think we go for this high. I might go external range. And we'll use the stop loss as our partial mechanic. So what we're going to do is once we trade into this 1 minute here, we're going to jam our stop all the way up below this swing low here. Because if we were to clear this 1 hour, more than likely we shouldn't return below that. So I'd be fine having my stop below a swing point that's underneath that. Dollar is trying to go higher again, so yeah, at this point we'll just see. We're already set up. Hey. I don't like this delivery that we're doing to get up into that, to be honest. Because now, right, all this is sell side. We haven't cleared a short-term low since these equal lows. So since we've made this low, no sell side has been cleared. Equal lows, another low, even this run, right? We couldn't even clear this low. Another low, even here, equal lows, another low. So at this point, I actually would want to see a retracement into this so we can clear some of these lows and maybe even these equal lows. I wouldn't mind that. And then hold this inversion and then accelerate again. Because oftentimes when we see this type of delivery, right, the stair step we call it, it's very prone to very easily, like once we hit this, just boom, right through that. So ideally we get something where we clear some sell side first and then retake a discount and then accelerate. That'd be like best case scenario for longs right there. Even here again, right? Can't take out a swing low. A lot of sell side left behind so far. So we partial at 1 to 1, we partial at 1 to 2, and then we'll try to hold 1 to 5, to be honest. But let's reject quick. Let's come back into this. And then let's run through. If we do that, we're for sure going to take another long inside this fair value gap or something, depending on what kind of structure we get. NQ even worse, to be honest. Man, see, I wish I could leave that only on this chart. Yeah, that's crazy delivery. These lows gotta get ran. What do they call this? The old wedge? Or no, the ascending channel? That is crazy. Hey, at least we understand why retail people think the way they do. Like, if you had no idea what you were doing, yeah, sure, this works. But now I'm almost seeing this as a false bear flag, they call it. A phantom bear flag. Or bull flag, I guess it'd be. He said that's how I trade. Dennis, you better be lying, boy. You said that last week, too. Honestly, that wouldn't be a bad trading strategy. And then trade the opposite of what you should do. Find retail patterns. And then whatever you think retail would do, you just do the opposite of it. But yeah, this, we're going to run through some lows for sure. Nothing's 100%, but I would be very shocked if we just went straight up from here. If we did do that, I would be a little bit apprehensive of trying to add, to be honest. We still will use our stop loss as our partial because, as we often say, last premium before external ranges will tend to hold us. The last actual premium's this little 5-minute inefficiency, but we do have that breaker paired with new week opening gap right here. Retail reverse Friday. I like that. All right, so now we watch right there. 1 hour consequent encroachment. Oh, volume imbalance. If we go right through that new week opening gap, let's see. NQ accelerates. NQ's trying to get new high of the morning. Hold up. Okay. Let's see the VWAP. I got you. I feel like I used to have that saved at one point. No, shoot. Hey, hold up. Buy right here. Above that line, we buy it. Low key, look what we bought right here. Damn, retail does work. Right on the... That should kill me. That's hilarious. Now we gotta buy right there. See what I say. I'll give you this. Even Michael has said himself. SMAs, EMAs, right? They do help with direction if you're unfamiliar with where price is gonna go. But usually at this point, I can already see where price is gonna go, so I don't rely on it too much. And you see how these lines really are corresponding, like they're lagging indicators, of course, but they're corresponding to actual PD arrays that we're already using, which is kind of interesting to note. All right, which is why I think Michael's teachings really are the market itself moving. Like, say that we had no idea what was going on here. Right, it's no surprise that this line here is perfectly aligned with our volume imbalance entry. Same idea here. It's no surprise that as we get above this, we're also getting above the 1 hour consequent encroachment and the volume imbalance over here. Just cool to see how it all interacts with one another. But we can get this out of here. Skedaddle, brother. Skedaddle. Yeah, I almost want to go long right there, but we won't. If we would have cleared any type of low, we would go long. At this point, we'll just kind of hold the trade and be content with us reaching our target if we can get up there. Now, what I really used to do, right, when I first got in... Oh, my. Hold up. I want to see if we hit that. That's another 7. I'm like, do we just close right there and be content? No. We'll go like this. We haven't closed inside of it yet, but we'll go here. So at this point, we have the 5 handle stop loss, right? So this is acting as a partial, as if we were to take a 5 handle partial. So we'll leave the stop right here. If we get returned on at this point, that's fine. That is okay. But yeah, I was going to show you early on, right? What I used to do is try to make algorithms that work on a daily chart. I don't know if they would still work. Let's see. So you go to the daily. Let's see. I had algo 1. Oh, but okay. Yo, this is crazy. And it actually works. Look at this. You're telling me this is purely day trade, right? Trading the daily candlestick. Anytime I saw green, I would buy. Red, I'd sell. And you're telling me that's pretty good right there. 65% profitability. I'll take that. What does it look like on a 1 minute sense? Buy signal. Okay, wait, that'd have been good. Damn, I am an algorithm. Chill out. Hold up. He said past that. I forgot how good that was. Chill out. I'm about to refine it a little bit more, to be honest. But yeah, I was big into that for a while. I didn't have much time to sit in front of the charts, so I would just make those daily ones. I think I had another one, honestly. Let's see what this other one does. Same, yeah, they both were about 65% win rate too. See, damn, I gotta go back into that. And what it would do, right? So once I, like, say here, this would be a buy signal, but the green line also would have to be above the red, and the blue would also have to be above the orange. And we would also have to be closing above this green line here. So it's like a lot of if-then statements. Interesting. Interesting to see. We'll get back to the boringness. NQ clears daily high. So now we may be in trouble. That would have been a banger of a trade in NQ, to be honest. Right there. That is what we call bread and butter. To target the buy side that's aligned with new day opening gap. Hello. Instead, we went with this one. Still good, still good. Just didn't get as much movement as we'd want to see. All the way up here would be ideal, but look where we rejected from. We would have caught the swing high again if we would have took our original exit right inside that 2 minute with the equal highs. Yeah, we might have played ourselves. It's all right though. We would have caught that high beautifully. We've also hit the high of the 1 hour, so now we're retesting the 1 hour consequent encroachment. Would want to see us hold that and continue to rally. Once we get above, if we do get above new week opening gap, stop would then go below right this down close candle here. Let's see what we get though. Dollar really just consolidating, so have to rely more on what the indices kind of want to do straight up. Holding that new wick opening gap pretty aggressively though. Right, body or the wicks go into the 1 hour. Bodies, however, notice that. Stopping right at new wick opening gap. So we'll see if our risk here ends up paying off. Leaving the runner on. I like external range buy side. 10:30 right now. So I see this as our morning range low, which means we would want to clear really our morning range high, which we already have. 9:30, let's see, 9:30, 9:30, 10:30, 10:30 here, morning range low. We don't clear that. Morning range highs actually. Is this a swing point here? Even then, that's the highest high. Yeah, so I think this will be the area that we either reject from, or if we get through it, we accelerate into buy side. I think this is our flip point for the morning. Our area of interest. What other ways to say it? Our line in the sand. And I mean, you could see it in itself, right? Deliveries. Hitting that high again perfectly. Closure inside of new week opening gap, however. So now we could use the low of the new week opening gap as support if we want to. Notice how we're not only holding at the 1 hour, but I guarantee you that 1 hour high is consequent encroachment of the new week opening gap. It is, okay? Once again, none of this stuff is random. It's all predetermined, perfectly balanced. And Q hitting midnight as well. And yeah, I think I'm just debating if I want to close it fully here, or do I want to give back those 5 handles? 250, nah. We'll hold it. Only 250, that's not too bad. Where are we at? 260. Well, because we're already here, we're just gonna go bathroom break. I'll be back in a little bit. Stop loss set, in profit, TP set. Just a matter of waiting. Oh wait, hold up. We're gonna see if we close. We're gonna see if we close above. Closure above 1 hour fair value gap. Especially closure above new week opening gap means we go higher stop loss. I wish we had one more contract on so we could take it off right here. This would be the perfect spot to take it off. We could close. We could close. We could close the position. But we open with a bullish volume imbalance above the 1 hour. So we're not gonna psych. That's the wrong number. Okay. We're fine with that. 6 handle stop. If we get stopped, we give back 6 handles. Which is okay. Because we want to see the buy side. Matter of fact, we're going to go right here with this buy side. So we won't be as greedy. We'll go a little bit lower. And we'll try to get this. All right, so we're not necessarily aiming for the external range. We're just aiming for these equal highs that are here. I like that. We'll leave it there. Meow meow. Meow meow. What's you meowing at? Huh? Meow meow. You already ate, buddy. Fat bass. Heyo. We back. We back. What are we up to? Hey. Okay. 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 Man, we should have entered at the 1 hour inversion. What are we doing? I literally said I'm gonna do it if it got above it and didn't do it. That's all right. At this point, though, we go stop even here like this. We're way up. Yeah. Yeah. Big fan, big fan. Let's see what we missed. Missed the beginning of the stream today. Traded Friday. Was great price action. Why didn't you stream it? I don't know. That's a good question. I wasn't planning on doing it, but as you said, it was just a clean setup. So I was like, damn, gotta take that. This is total BS. They make people chase, then dump. Yeah. Hey, that's how the market gets y'all, brother. It's all about psychology. Once we run this, we're done. Sitting on my hands, kind of sad. NQ, nice unicorn. Thought you. Yeah, my damn cats, bruh. Them bastards. I'm like, why are you crying? They got the automatic feeders. They know when they eat. He's just trying to get more. That would be heartbreak right there if that's the high of this whole leg. Could you imagine? Matter of fact, we go like this now. Boom. Beautiful. Get me out. Get me out. Let's go for the high. Let's go for the high. I lied. We're greedy. I said we weren't, but we are. Boom. Because with our stop at this point, one contract, I'm fine eating a stop out and profit here. But we've cleared this 1 hour, so we should hold that. Really, my attention goes to, we should have added there. We should have added all over the place, to be honest. But what are we doing? Should have added here. Should have added here. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. NQ continuing to blast off. We love it. Dollar also blasting off. We don't like that. Let's take a look at the other squad today. NQ said I'm gone. NQ's just out of here. That would have been a banger of a trade, yeah. Dollar, however, look at this. Interesting. That makes me think that we should get here, to be honest. I think dollar's just consolidating, so we're relying more on indices. So we'll get this buy side and we'll call it a day. One clean entry. Honestly gave so many entries. Here's another entry. Inversion volume imbalance. We get above it. Then we could have used the 1 hour consequent encroachment. Then we get above that. Then we could have used the 1 hour IE. Oh well. At this point, this should hold us. We want to see this inversion hold us. As we said, if we get below that and get into new week opening gap, we eat the stop out and we call it a day. Do I ever trade NQ? Not really, no. Used to a lot. Used to be the primary instrument. At this point, though, I stay really on ES most of the time. Always looking at NQ, of course. But as far as trading it, I don't do it too much anymore. And really just kind of personal preference. As we saw today, right? You got a lot of clean moves, but ES lets me be a little more precise with stop loss, tighter stops and things like that. Another entry right there. But yeah, we got all this. Honestly, if we ran this high, I'd expect a retracement following that, especially with how high NQ is. We're struggling to get into this high already. NQ's about to run this high all the way over here. That's wild. Yeah, NQ going for new daily high, jeez. Which we should, I think we can get this buy side at least here. $55 is the entry. Correct. High the inversion right there. $250, 50 times 20 is 1,000. Do we just aim for 20 handles here on this last contract? Instead of 19 and a quarter? Nah, that's all right. Yeah, NQG's new high a day. So we should yeah, we should run out that high pretty easily. All right, look at NQ. NQ said, let me just absolutely go. New high a day. This high right here is this high. So NQ is almost, yeah, that is crazy. Which makes me think we should get these highs at least here in ES. NQ is probably going for previous day high, which should take us into a buy side pull here. Dollar, however, also going up still. I think this is just consolidating though. So if we were to run this high, I would expect us to retrace. And then once we get that retracement, this should accelerate into our buy side liquidity to get us out for the morning. As you can see, I've labeled this little volume imbalance. We shouldn't really close with any bodies below that. We actually have one here as well. Would expect kind of the same thing. Wouldn't want to see bodies start getting below these. We can get below this one. Definitely shouldn't get below this one. Ideally, though, we don't even get below either of them. We just kind of hold them as bodies. We can wick into them, hold them with the bodies, accelerate into buy side, get us out, call it a morning. Nice little 20 handle trade. I really want to get the 20 handles out of it though. Fuck it, we're being greedy. Don't follow our own rules. It's just one contract, that's why. As we run this buy side, we're going to go stop all the way below this low here. So that's why I'm fine trying to get that with one little contract. Let the runners run. Right, dollar did exactly as we would expect to a T, right? We clear the high, we retrace, not surprising. We're continuing that consolidation. We should see the ES go ahead and accelerate into that high. NQ still bullish as could be, so let's see if we get rewarded. Buy side incoming. Oh wait, you guys know what we got to do? It's the magnet. We need a magnet. Anytime we pull out the magnet, price goes to the magnet. Right, so we want it to be right there on the next candlestick. Oh, do it. It's because I have it set for the next candle. That's why. That's why. Next candle will do it. Magnet gets activated. There we go. Come on now. This is when you know I'm getting bored. When I'm just doing random shit out here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Magneto. Hey, buy side. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. One tick short of exit. We get played here. That's right. Stop moved. Just one tick higher. That's all we need. One tick above this candlestick high. We could do it. We could do it. Trust. Yeah, bigger Mac. Boom. Money. That is absurd. Okay. Good shit though. Take care, brisket. We done. We done. There's our buy side. 20 handle run. If we had one more, we would hold for previous, but we're content with this here. Yeah, we're content with that. Beautiful. Beautiful trade again today. Quick little recap of it, of course. We were playing off the 1 hour early on in the morning. We were speaking about how if we get below that 1 hour, we would look for right sell side and then potentially previous day low. We trade into the previous day low. As we do that, we're closing below and we're closing below it, leaving behind a bearish fair value gap. So we would often expect that this would be an area that holds us as resistance if bearishness was the objective. Instead, we trade into it. We fail to clear out the lows while NQ actually runs that low. So we create SMT at the lows and then we overtake that bearish fair value gap, closing above it, creating an inversion while also leaving behind two discounts in the form of the volume imbalance and the bullish fair value gap. Once we see that, right, we understand, all right, we're going to flip bullish. We have all of this buy side now to target, and that becomes our objective. So we enter on the volume imbalance. First partial as we run out some highs into a volume imbalance. Second partial as we return into a 1 hour inversion fair value gap where we hesitate quite a bit. Ultimately, we get push up and through the 1 hour, push up and through the new week opening gap, push up and through the 8:30 opening. And as you guys saw, we get into our buy side and get us out at our 20 handles. So overall, beautiful morning. Nice delivery. Right, as we look at this on higher time frames, still just continuing that consolidation. So not too surprising to see, which is why we were comfortable targeting the basically equilibrium of that range. Going forward, honestly, Yeah, if we want to remain bullish, right? New day opening gap, midnight level, previous day high. That would be pretty ambitious just because we'll take a quick look at NQ. NQ's already cleared previous day high. So enable for ES to get there, NQ would pretty much have to get way above previous day high. I don't know if that's the case. We may run into, right, just another form of SMT here where we don't want to get all the way up here. NQ's already done it. We may kind of stall out here in ES, especially because the dollar is kind of consolidating and starting to rally again. So overall, we're content with what we had for the morning. Real content, honestly. 200, yeah. So we're about 4,000 short, a little under 2% from passing those accounts. So should be fairly simple to get there, not pushing too hard. At this point, we have a nice buffer. So it should be either this week or next week that we get that. But yeah, we'll leave you guys with that for today. Tomorrow, quick look at news. Yeah, so tomorrow will be the early stream, right? We have CPI and FOMC. So tomorrow is going to be fireworks. So what we're going to do, we'll get here in the morning, 8:30, 8:25, and watch how CPI kind of opens. I just like to see that. We have elections too. Oh my goodness, fellas. Tomorrow might be crazy. CPI, elections, home sales, and FOMC. Yeah, it's going to be a wild day. So honestly, we'll be here in the morning, 8:30. And then we're going to leave the rest of the day to play out without us. And we'll come back for Power Hour after all of this other news has played out. And we have a better understanding of what price is trying to do. Until then, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Appreciate y'all sitting in. Hope you found it helpful. And we will talk on tomorrow morning. I'll post at the end of the day a video on how I would go about journaling. Someone had asked me that over the weekend. So this will be a good little kind of setup to go over, right? What I would do as far as journaling at the end of the day, how I go about it, and how I would use it to improve the trading. So watch out for those videos later on today. But yeah, we'll leave you guys with that. Until tomorrow morning, have a good day, everybody. And we'll talk in the morning. Take care. The stream is recorded, Mike. We won't make that mistake again. We'll try not to anyways. But yeah, I'll get that posted up as soon as it's processed as well. So see you guys around.